we're all about families, and we're all about keeping our kids safe. And so it's a really important connection to the Kids Cook-Off. That's the fun part. But the special part is the connection with the National Center. So I wanted to bring up Nancy McBride. You met her earlier. Nancy is the National Safety Director for the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. She's been there since 1981, and she does some great work along with her team to help to promote safety tips to keep kids safe. So Nancy, why don't you come up and tell us about the center?
Thank you so much, Susan. All right, I'm switching my remarks up a little. Kudos to all of you. This was the most fun I've ever had working, and the hardest job for me to do to judge all these fabulous burgers. Amazing. All these chefs. Wow. Wow. Well, I was 12 when I started at the National Center in 1981. But in all sincerity, the National Center started because there are some cases that happened that just shook us to our core. And back then, there were no services, nothing to help families. So John and Reve Walsh stepped up. Their son was one of those cases. And they got together with some real key supporters, and they started the National Center. Our job is to help find missing kids and prevent child victimization. I've actually been in the living rooms with parents of missing children. Tough, very tough. And I got to a point where I needed some balance. So my balance was the child safety part, and that's what I do. Then we met Red Robin, who cares so much about families and their safety. And I got to be involved, and I'm like, wow, how cool is this? This couldn't be a better partnership if I made it up myself, because we get to bring you some safety tips. We get to bring you some tools. We get to come to this contest. I've never been. I get to talk about it in the summer to the media, but this time I've been here. I've seen all of you. Phenomenal. So when we launch this book in the summer, it's going to be filled with all your great recipes, some great new safety tips, some ways that parents and guardians can sit down and talk to their kids about safety. And what better way to do it than when you're cooking? And I remember when I was a kid, I had the Betty Crocker cookbook for children. Didn't have a lot of burger recipes in it. So every year I look forward to the cookbook. So on behalf of the National Center, I could not be more thrilled or more grateful to be here today for this wonderful event. And I look forward to many more years of this partnership with the wonderful folks at Red Robin. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nancy, and for all the work you do. It's some great stuff. Thank you very much. When I was a child, I got an easy bake oven. So, explain a little something there, my derangement. I thought we talked to the judges a little bit. You guys cool with that? See what they're up to? And we got AnnaSophia Robb here. And AnnaSophia, tell us kind of why you are involved. I know the cause that Nancy just talked about is pretty special for you.
Well, I'm just so happy to be here, and I have never been so full. Honestly, your burgers, you guys, they were so good, and this is going to be really hard. It was really hard to judge them all because I almost ate all of them, which I shouldn't have because it's way too much. But congratulations just for making it here and being so creative. And I also want to thank you guys for raising awareness, and you're raising money for your friends and other kids like you guys, and you're having an impact, which is so important. So congratulations. And that's why I love being involved with this organization, because it's all about kid empowerment and keeping kids safe. And I love Red Robin, obviously, and burgers.
Thank you. So AnnaSophia, you have a new movie coming out in 2011. Talk about that, because this is a really big story. This was in the news for a long time.
Yeah. Well, Soul Surfer is coming out April 15th next year, and it's a story about Bethany Hamilton, the surfer who got her arm bitten off by a shark. And it's about her kind of recovery and her perseverance. So, it's a cool story.
We're just she turned 17 yesterday, so happy belated birthday to And you're from Denver. These youngsters here might be aspiring actors and actresses. How did you get started at such a young age?
Well, I started taking an acting class with Sue Coffey actually here in Denver, and when I was 8 or 9, I think, and then I ended up going out to LA, and I had an agent, and I just started getting jobs and auditioning.
Somehow I don't think it was quite that easy. I mean, I'm kind of in the biz, but I think a little talent might have had something to do with it. Well, come on, don't be blushing now. We know that's pretty good. And thank you for judging today. We certainly appreciate that. Let's talk to Francis down here, Francis Hill. Now, Francis, you're in research and development at Red Robin. What do you think makes a burger gourmet?
Well, actually, that's a very easy question to answer, and I think these kids today exemplify it. First and foremost, it's our fresh, never frozen ground beef, which, lends itself to everything. And I know we had turkey and chicken, too, and that's also great quality. But probably the thing that really makes our burgers so gourmet is the fresh, unique, quality toppings and sauces. And we saw some great ones today, so thank you. You actually make my job so much easier. Thanks.
But how do you guys come up with the ideas? You sit down, and this is a question a little off the cuff here, because the burgers are so good and the chicken sandwiches, and every time I go into Red Robin, it seems like every time there's something new on the menu. How do you guys do that?
Well, I probably have the worst job in the world, or as I tell people, boy, everybody wants my job. I eat for a living. This is what I do. So it's a lot of fun, and we always are just playing. I call it playing in the kitchen, and we're always just developing some new sauce, some new topping, and it's just a lot of fun.
Well, congratulations. You guys do a good job. Let's talk to Tom Geeson. Now, Tom, you've got obviously a bit of food experience with the Food Network and Unwrapped. What do you think makes a burger gourmet?
Well, I think, by the way, I have to echo, those were awesome. I judged last year. This year was awesome. Very nice job, everybody. I think the thing that Food Network and food fans would say is gourmet is taking something that you expect and taking it to the next level. And I think through their use of ingredients and clever use of different breads and buns and toppings, they really did a great job. I also got to say, I have 3 kids about your ages, and I think the other thing that's great is seeing what different ingredients resonate with kids. I have twin 8-year-olds, and one gourmet item, one would eat basil and sushi, and one, his gourmet item is American cheese. So, so you guys really took those ingredients and it's things that were personal to you and made some very special dishes. So thank you very much.
So I'm going to put you on the spot for a question, Tom, because you're with the Food Network. Even I watch the Food Network. Where do you guys come up with all these great show ideas?
I eat. It's amazing. It's kind of, I certainly don't get credit for being there at the beginning of the Food Network, but they've created a culture, I think, and the chefs, the kind of the celebrity of chefs, people love food. Food is special to people in a way that I think has gone to kind of a new level, and so we're looking at food all around us. Food is more than just what we eat. It's entertainment. It's family time. I know in our family we cook together and have fun with food. Gonna make your own pizza night or those kind of things. I think it's involving family and involving creativity that makes food fun now.
So how do you get a guy like me? I'm a sports guy. I'm a basic guy. How do you get a guy like me hooked on the Food Network? I mean, how does that happen?
Well, I think it's taking away the shishiness of good food. It's not making it. I mean, and high end food is awesome. I love that too. But it's making food something that is good, but you enjoy, and it's not. You don't have to dress up, and you don't have to make it a once in a lifetime situation. It's a once a week situation to try something fun, try something. And so I think Food Network does a great job of making food entertaining and making food something that's great every day and not just great, that one time,
No. Like my daughters, I have 3 adult daughters, and they'll watch it with my wife, and they'll immediately go to the computer and download the recipes and start whipping it up because it looks that good. We got to try it now. We got to try it now. Good job, you guys. Let's talk to Fiona Bryan. Yeah, sure. Why not? Now, as a mom, Fiona, we talked about this earlier. Why do you think it's important to teach your kids how to cook?
Well, I think everybody's sort of touched a little bit on the creativity aspect of it. I also think I founded a group called momactive.com, and we really focus on teaching kids what they're eating. And that creativity allows them to take fresh ingredients and explore. And they have a very sort of unbiased palate. And so putting different flavors together that we wouldn't necessarily think of are just a really great way to be creative and to learn a little bit more about the foods that they're eating and the nutritional value of them.
Well, and from a father's standpoint, you teach your kids young, because my daughters are all excellent cooks because of their mom. It's amazing how many people that age out there don't cook. I mean, it's a lost art.
One of the things that's really important, people ask me all the time, how do you get your kids to eat such and such? Make them make it. They will try it.
Write that down as a quote. Make them make it, and they will try it. You know, I have a 2.5-year-old grandson, Grayson, and he loves calamari. I mean, and I don't know. I mean, is it because the younger moms, obviously he's not cooking it, but because the moms throw out the samples? Are you advising that? To get them started at a young age with things like calamari?
Well, I think that we have this preconceived notion of what we like to eat, and I think that if you just, in general, don't give a child a food and give them this preconceived notion of it's good, it's bad, it's vegetables, it's this or that. I mean, my kids eat a wide variety of foods, and their tastes change. But if you give them a variety of food over a period of time, they get the nutrition and the food that they want, and they end up choosing where they want to go with it, I guess.
Very nice. Thank you, Fiona. Appreciate that. Good advice. So, Eric, you're kind of the bigwig over there at Red Robin. You were impressed watching the kids. What caught your attention the most with these young finalists we have?
Wow, well, I have been doing this for the last 5 years, and the creativity and the enthusiasm and the passion, plus the bravery to come up here in front of all these cameras, and then I am just blown away. And I think that Susan and Francis are going to have to increase their marketing and R&D budgets going forward, because I think we might have found 10 potential Red Robin chefs in the making. So congratulations. You guys are all true winners. And I do want to go on record that AnnaSophia did hog the French fry basket. So next year she gets to sit down at that end of the table.
So, Eric, talk about Red Robin a little bit, because it's such a successful restaurant, family restaurant. In times there's not a lot of success out there in that business. How do you guys do it?
You know, we have a personal commitment. We have our couple of things. We have our values, and we really are a value-driven organization. I think that's why we partner so well with partners like the Center for Missing and Exploited Children, because we really do run our business that way, with honor and integrity, seeking knowledge, and like an event like this, really having a ton of fun. And if you can be committed to just 2 or 3 things, great quality food and a great family atmosphere, that's a winning recipe that will stand the test of time. And it's why we've been around for over 40 years. So we try to keep it simple. We try to deliver our guests a great yum experience and really make emotional connections with not only our team members, our guests, but also our communities and great events like this. So thanks for participating. And Murphy, thanks for being here.
Hey, thank you. And I love the free balloons. I'm sorry. I got to help myself when I walk out every day. I just can't help that. Well, thank you, judges, for a tough job. And we're getting close now to find out the finalists. So, Susan, you need to come back up here. And as we recognize some of our finalists right now.
Well, again, thank you. And we're going to have you all come up in just a minute, because all of you, as being finalists, get a couple of really important prizes. You get a Red Robin iPod Nano. Yeah. That's awesome. You get a $100 Red Robin gift card and a $150 Visa card. Yeah. That you can spend on anything you want. And you get these great